All right.
That seemed pretty good.
Disappear my camera. I'm not going to be able to hear you, so here goes. This is for you, Dev.
Taylor disappeared.
So I can't hear you, so sorry about that.
Taylor disappeared from my sight.
Bruh, you're such a nerd.
Oh, that looks freaking sweet. And the sword. Oh, that's legit. You guys couldn't tell. Taylor went to FanX, and I'm super jealous. Oh, that Noble 6 helmet looks so good. It looks so good. Fun fact, Taylor got that from me. I Venmo'd him. The sword I didn't know about, though, so that's really cool.
So that's your helmet, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I was just telling him. I'm like, Taylor's the man, and he bought it for me. The sword, however, did not know you got that.
It, but through me. I did. I didn't tell you that one. I did get the Master Sword.
That's freaking sweet.
Give me a full image to get you size.
That's freaking sweet. Oh, yeah, it's a legit, like, full size. Nice.
So if I stand it on tip, it comes up to about my belly button. So it is a full-size longsword.
That's awesome. I love the detail, like, in the center of the blade, too. Like, everything looks nice and crispy.
Yeah, it's got all the writing on it.
Oh, yeah, baby.
If you guys couldn't have guessed, the Salt Lake FanX, or equivalent to Comic-Con, happened this week.
And it was a big one. I've been watching the posts and stuff as I've been home.
Now,
ooh,
you know what happened? I goofed.
You goofed?
You know why I goofed? So I bought that not yesterday, Thursday. And I went again not Thursday, Friday, and then I went again on Saturday, and I didn't bring it with me.
Yeah.
Which, you know. But, you know why I goofed? Guess who was there on Saturday? Zelda's voice actress.
Wait, really? She was there? I didn't know she was going to be there.
Doing signings for $40.
Oh, she could have signed the sheath or something.
I could have gotten the sword signed or the sheath or whatever, and I didn't even cross my mind until 3 hours before it closed on Saturday. And the worst part was her booth was, like, people were there, obviously, but it wasn't, like, busy.
Rip in the comments for that one. That's unfortunate.
R.I.P. me, guys.
It's okay, because I actually did the same thing several years ago. So I got to meet the voice actor who does Bender from Futurama and, like, Marcus Phoenix from Gears of War, John DiMaggio, and Jake the dog.
Rick and Morty were there.
Were they there?
So was Finn.
Finn? That's awesome. But I have that big Lancer from the game, and I didn't bring it the second day when I got his signature.
Yeah, so you did the same thing.
I did the same thing. I could have had a Lancer signed by Marcus himself. Sad I missed it.
Yeah.
But I've decided I'm taking me and the wife next year, and hopefully we can get all you guys to go
Sounds
too.
like my wife would be willing to go next year. I was shocked.
Does that mean you're going to pay for my ticket now?
No, because you didn't convince her.
Yeah, I figured I'd try. But no, I think all of us should just go. Which, if you guys have not been to Salt Lake FanX, you gotta go. You gotta go. It is amazing.
If you haven't been to a Comic-Con in general, you gotta go. I think it's safe to say that anybody listening to our podcast is some level of nerd.
Yeah.
So if you're listening to this and haven't been to a FanX or a Comic-Con, you gotta go. Oh, also I got this.
Ooh. Is that the One Ring?
Here. Let me see if I can get it to focus.
Because I know what a lot of you are thinking, who probably haven't. Like, I don't want to go with a whole bunch of sweaty nerds that don't know what deodorant is. There are some of them. There always are. But for the most part, there's a lot of really cool people. People from all over. Oh, that's sweet. Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Yep, you can just barely see it, but I can see the Elvish on it.
I can even, if I can focus it even closer. Here.
I believe in you.
Oh, that's the wrong way.
Yeah, so definitely go. You got people from fandoms of all over. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, right there. Right there.
So this one, it's just a replica. It wasn't crazy expensive, but it is tungsten.
Ooh,
so it's actually good quality. This is the first one I've ever owned that's actually decent quality.
Nice.
I love the manual focus, guys.
It's a game changer, huh?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, it's great. But yeah, so
Yeah,
go to
so-
FanX. That's all I'm gonna say. You will be pleasantly surprised. You got people.
I got a lot of
all
other
over.
stuff too, but
I
I didn't
no
even
doubt.
go to any of the panels, dude. For 2 days, I just walked around the vendor floor. It was so cool.
Right, and you still have fun. But if you can
It
get
was a
into
blast.
panels, if you can get into panels and meet people,
Oh, I could have.
oh, that's even
I
better.
could
So
have
go.
gotten into panels, but I didn't really want it. None of the panels they were doing interested me that much.
No.
They were mostly acting panels and stuff, and I'm like, well, I want sci-fi panels and gaming panels. Give me those. Although they did announce the War of Rohirrim movie.
Ah, did they?
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I'm kind of excited about that. I'm not gonna lie. That looks pretty sweet. So
Or maybe not announced, but there was a booth there.
they were showing it off a
For it,
little,
yeah.
a little bit.
But
I know
they
the
had-
artwork looks so good.
Everything. The swords of all kinds. Our buddy Noodles, you guys have seen him on the streams. He got one of the Destiny sword replicas, full metal,
Oh.
full build. It's so cool. And then Tanner got one of the Elven swords from The Hobbit.
That's cool.
I
I have one of
obviously
those.
got the Master Sword. I was gonna get Aragorn's the Knot of Steel as well, but when I went back on Saturday, it was someone had bought it, and it was the last one I had. So
Sad. Yeah,
Next year.
that's why when you sent me the photo of that Noble 6, I was like, we got to have 6 because we were literally talking about Reach not too long ago. And I technically have a Master Chief helmet. It's stored away. It's not nearly as high quality as the one that I sent you money for. But
yeah, that one's super nice.
that one, I'm so excited. I'll have to come snatch it from you. So what do we got today? What's on the agenda today? Because Ben disappeared, and I'm not sure where he
Yeah,
went.
actually, we didn't sacrifice him or anything. He just isn't here. We can't get a hold of him, so
Maybe he was.
hopefully he's back next week.
Maybe he was captured by some kind of beastie. I don't know. It is weird though because we have tried to call
captured
him.
by Cthulhu.
And that's the topic for today. Is he squid food?
He might be.
Yeah, we really don't know where he went, so it's kind of a mystery. You know what? I bet it's also because he was playing with that freaking Spirit Box app. And because he joined
Probably.
the GGC got him. If you don't know what that is, watch the last episode, right? There.
Yeah.
There's a card over there somewhere. Anyway, so Cthulhu, huh?
Yeah. So what do you know about Cthulhu, Dev?
Well, I know that he is very, very popular amongst the horror community. That he's one of is the big thing with H.P. Lovecraft. It's his big boy. I know that he's basically like an ancient god. He's like 175 million years old. He's a giant octopus head, scary thing. Ironically, that's afraid of boats, though. Which is weird.
Yes. I've never understood that part.
And he's also,
Evil
inspired
sea
a
god
ton.
afraid of boats.
Yeah. Oh, not the boat! Not the boat! But
I
yeah.
guess boat is like land on water, so maybe that's why, but
Yeah, that's true. I just know like the basics and stuff. Like I've read the book Call of Cthulhu, which is where it all kind of started, and then all the games and movies that have been inspired by Cthulhu.
you know, it's funny. I love Cthulhu and the mythos around Cthulhu, but guess what? I've never read
You never read Call of Cthulhu?
any of the Cthulhu books. However, in a lot of other books I've read, Cthulhu's come into play.
Okay, that's fair.
Different
That's enough
authors,
said.
because H.P. Lovecraft kind of went, yeah, you love this stuff? That's cool. Anybody could write stuff about Cthulhu. Go for it.
Here you go. Wow.
And so I, for instance, if you guys, any of you know the book series Kagan the Damned by Jonathan Mayberry. Pretty good series. I'm on book 2, but at the end of book 1, spoilers if you're reading it.
Spoiler.
Turn off now. For just maybe a minute. But basically at the end of the book, some of the Islander people summon Cthulhu to stop the Yellow God from coming back, and Cthulhu basically reaches into the ceremony, summoning the Yellow God, grabs him, and just brings him into the sky and beats the snot out of him. So it's pretty cool.
Cthulhu.
And they fight, and eventually Cthulhu wins, and the Yellow God is banished back to the abyss.
Yeah. One of my...
However, they had to sacrifice... Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, go. You're good.
I was going to say, they had to sacrifice a young virgin to summon Cthulhu, so there's that.
It's always a young virgin getting sacrificed to Cthulhu.
Isn't that part of the mythos of Cthulhu, though?
Thrown in a volcano. It's all, it is what it is.
And by young, she was like 20. So...
Yeah, I don't think I've ever read that.
Isn't that part of the mythos of Cthulhu? Isn't that, like, sacrificial stuff, obviously?
It's been a really long time.
We didn't accidentally sacrifice Ben to the Cthulhu, did we?
No.
Are you sure? Because he isn't here, and, if we did the ritual slightly wrong, man... That would explain why he was back for an episode and then gone without us knowing anything about it.
I may have accidentally summoned Cthulhu.
Your simulator was a boat for some reason last episode.
Yeah, I didn't see any Cthulhu, but I did find... Here, let me just send this to my computer real quick, and I'll send it to you in Discord here. I was looking at some dice the other day, and ironically, they just happened to fit with what we're talking about. And I'm starting to think that maybe they're... they may have been magical dice, and now I may have screwed Ben and not meant to.
It's okay. I have the Master Sword, the sword infused with light, so I can fight off Cthulhu.
Oh, good. So I found these. There we go.
Whoa.
Watch that bad boy. Yeah. I found those. Didn't buy them.
Those are dope.
Didn't buy them because they're it's like $175 set, but...
So it's your fault Cthulhu snatched Ben, because you didn't pay $200 for Cthulhu dice.
Well, I didn't know if I touched them that they would, cause a rift in our dimensions and make Cthulhu rise from the ocean. I didn't know. I just played with them. I was like, oh, those are really cool. I can't afford those, and I left the shop. That was it. Sorry, Ben.
There you have it. Ben's been kidnapped by Cthulhu, and it's Devin's fault.
I'm sorry. I didn't know any better. I'm sorry. But how cool are those dice, though, in all seriousness?
They're dope.
I saw those the other day, and I was like, oh, I gotta show that to Taylor when we get on the podcast. And then I forgot. That's probably why I subconsciously did it, because I forgot you were doing it on Cthulhu this week. There you go.
Probably. Sorry.
So there's some good dice. I kind of want them, though. I need to figure out how I can actually get those, because they are sold out currently.
Sorry. Also, they're $200, and ooh.
Yeah, I mean, dice are neat, but whoo. Yeah,
I got some cool dice. I could go get those, but they're gem dice, so.
Ooh. Gem
dice. Actually carved out of gemstones, not like super nice gemstones, but they were $60. They're pretty cool.
That's not bad. That's not too shabby.
I'd show you guys, but they're in the other room, and I don't feel like getting out of my chair.
Yeah, I may have accidentally turned Ben into Francis Thurston. My bad, dude.
Well, Rip Ben. Anyways, what's your favorite story around Cthulhu, then, Mr. Fred, the Call of Cthulhu?
Well, I like the original book, obviously, but one of my favorites, ironically, is actually a video game.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of The Sinking City?
The Sinking City?
Mm-hmm. The Sinking City. Yep.
Maybe.
Let me pull it up for you. It's very much Lovecraft inspired, but basically, it's like if you mixed Sherlock Holmes with an H.P. Lovecraft, a Cthulhu story. Basically,
Yeah.
It's essentially is what that is. But it's actually a really cool game. So it's a pretty cool game. But basically, you go to this city. It's called Oakmont, Massachusetts, and it's during the 20s, right? And you play as an investigator who's going in to figure out like why this city's sinking, but also figure out why these people are disappearing and all this stuff, and it throws you deep into a big H.P. Lovecraft Cthulhu type of story. There's a lot of elements that they took from the actual book Call of Cthulhu and from other like H.P. Lovecraft things, so it kind of combines it all into one, but it's like an interactive investigation game.
Why is the top of his head the city?
I don't know. Creative. I don't know. Wait,
Just art.
that's why it's sinking. He is the city.
He's swimming downwards. The sinking city too.
Wait, there's a second one? I didn't know there was a second one. Hold on.
I don't know. I'm looking. The sinking city 2. Yeah. Whatever. Age restriction content. Got it. Sure. That day, this year. Cool.
Well,
it's not out. It's coming out.
okay, I was gonna say, I'm like, now wait a minute, but no, it was really really good. It was really well put together. And it's one of those kind of like the way that Call of Cthulhu is, where it kind of slowly guides you into what's going on, but then once you're in, oh baby, you're in. Like you actually travel between dimensions quite a bit in the game. Like you'll wake up in a spooky cave and you just see stuff going on. You're like, what? And they involve like the cult aspect of Cthulhu, like the cult people that follow Cthulhu, all that kind of stuff. So that's a good one if you want an introduction to H.P. Lovecraftian type of stuff. Or you can watch that movie, The Lighthouse. That's another fairly good...
genuinely, just go find any... There are so many books and stuff. Actually, you won't realize it at first that actually have to do with Cthulhu, though. Like, so many. Mm-hmm. Like, there's this series, the Joe Ledger series. I think I've told you about it. There's actually books in that series that have to do with Cthulhu.
Wait, really?
And it's like a little side story going on that he's been slowly telling over the course of all the books. And it's like...
That's
you just have to catch it in bits and pieces. And it's really cool, but, like... Yeah, it's interesting.
Huh. Yeah, Cthulhu, golly. Yeah, it has a huge following. Like what he was saying, there are books upon books, and because everyone kind of knows a little bit about Cthulhu, even if your first introduction was like just a cartoon gag or something. Like they have one in The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy where Cthulhu shows up. Billy can't really say Cthulhu, so he's like Cthulhu.
Cthulhu.
I miss Cthulhu!
Spittle.
Heck, there's even a translator out there, because the Cthulhu language is fully fleshed out.
Oh, yeah, it has a full language and everything. And I know I've mentioned it before, but another one that's very H.P. Lovecraft inspired, Still Wakes the Deep. Mm-hmm. That one has a lot of Lovecraft elements. It's like if you took The Thing, like John Carpenter's The Thing, and then mixed it with Lovecraft. It's probably why I liked it so much.
That's a beautiful game.
That is a freaking sweet game. I've been replaying it on my PC. Oh! So
Did you
good.
finish it?
Uh-huh. Yep, finished it.
Oh.
Yep, I've been playing through it again.
You just recorded part of it for that series.
Yes, I literally just reloaded an old save and did just a section of it, because I really, truly, guys, you need to go play this game. It is one of the best horror games I've played in
So good.
forever. And I didn't
Though
really
I have
want to
admit,
ruin
I
anything.
didn't play it. I watched Jacksepticeye play it.
That's okay. But I didn't want to just... I didn't want to ruin it. I'm like, I just want to show just enough just to give you a vibe with it. But, like, the creature design and everything, it's very much, like I said, it's like if the John Carpenter's The Thing and Call of Cthulhu had a big scary monster baby.
Yeah, see, I don't really do horror games, I'm not gonna lie. By myself. With friends, sure, but by myself... With friends, it's just funny.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
By myself... I'd rather watch them. I love horror. I love watching horror and listening to horror. I don't love feeling like I'm experiencing horror.
You also like making sick beats in Phasmophobia.
That was dope, dude! Power's on, guys.
Who?
I'm making music.
I'm putting that clip in right here.
That was so funny.
I know. I was sitting there because I was listening to it on the way home from work, and I'm just like, that's not bad for a creek.
I wish I had been recording face cam that night, or streaming Facecam, because like I noticed the pattern when I opened and closed the door, and literally the face I made was.
That's so funny.
And then I went back to doing it. I did it for what, almost 5 straight minutes.
Yeah, it was funny. I was just sitting there giggling. I'm like, this is the same stupid crap that I do in horror games. Is that exact same thing?
Mm-hmm. And with it being spooky month this month, we've probably already streamed some scary games. We're gonna be doing that the whole month. It's gonna be a good time, good spooky month. So come hang out, catch the streams Monday nights.
I also have some really, really scary episodes of Dev is Afraid. I've been saving some of my scariest games for the month of October, because by the time you guys see this, we're pretty much in October. So
that one that came out this week scared the crap out of me.
Monstrum?
Those just being... I don't know why, but the idea of being in a confined area where you literally can't escape without rebuilding something, so you have to keep going back to the same area. And while being hunted, that scares me so much. Beautiful game. I watched the whole thing, but
I haven't played that game in for freaking ever, and I swear the monsters are more aggressive, and you only saw one of them. There's more than one monster, right? So yeah, if you haven't played Monstrum, they also have Monstrum 2. I didn't realize that until I recorded that video. I was like, oh, I should play that one. But coming up, I have plans to play some very, very scary horror games. So stay tuned if you guys want something spooky for October. Between the streams, Dev is Afraid, and probably this podcast, I'm sure we'll have some scary, spooky stuff coming soon.
Now that I'm thinking about it, like, yeah, Cthulhu was kind of my idea for the topic of this episode. But I'm okay with it being, like, horror in general. Cthulhu's a good opener for that. And with Halloween about to start, I'm totally, like, horror in general might be a better topic. Because now I'm wanting to talk about lots of different horror things.
I think, like, through the whole month of October, we should throw a little bit of horror into every episode. Just to, even if it's just a little bit. Try and do some, like, spooky episodes. Whatever. You guys don't care about any of that. You'll just see the finished products. Lots of spooky stuff.
That's for us to worry about, not you guys. You guys just hang out and bring your pretty faces.
We love your pretty faces. Mwah.
Hopefully Ben is back in the future, because...
Yeah, this is actually not a bit...
Seriously.
We're not sure where he is.
We've texted him, we've called him, I called his wife, nobody answered. Like,
For our audio listeners, don't worry, Ben is fine. He was just busy.
But I'm sure he'll show up soon. But anyway, but no, yeah, horror.
Yeah.
Horror. I mean, that's something that I grew up with my whole life. Like my dad, he loved horror movies. Like that was his thing. Like I'd come home from school and he'd be watching some random B horror movie like Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and I'm like, what's that? Oh, it's a killer clown. Why are they in cocoons? Oh yeah, they're made of cotton candy. Oh, that's cool. Like, just... But I grew up with a lot of the classics, too. Like, you know, Halloween, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street.
My mom hates horror, and so we were never allowed to watch it growing up. So I've only gotten into it in recent years. I love horror, though. Michael Myers.
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure that my mother's spirit animal is Michael Myers. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but everywhere that she goes, and it doesn't matter what time of year, it doesn't even happen in October, no matter where she goes, she finds something that is Michael Myers related. Whether it be earrings,
Michael Myers is dope, dude.
A purse, whatever, you know. There's always a Michael Myers somewhere.
It was actually really funny at... Did you hear something?
Might be some problems later, but for now we're okay.
Uh-oh. Who's coming for Devin as well?
No, there's a big lack of tentacles, but there is something sharp over there, I think. So, if
Michael Myers has come for Devin.
Maybe. Anyway.
Well, no, speaking of Michael Myers, actually, at Comic-Con, or FanX, it's whatever, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. There was someone dressed as Michael Myers.
Nice.
And I love Michael Myers, right? And as I'm walking down the way, someone walks up and goes, "Yo, Jason, can I get a picture?" And the guy just stops. He's wearing the mask, and he just looks at him and shakes his head. And I'm sitting there, and I just go, I need to set this kid straight. And I walk over and go, Michael, can I get a picture? And he's like, and the other's like, oh crap, I mixed him up. And he just like
Fake
glared
fan,
at him.
fake fan, fake fan. You're not a fan. That'd be like
It was awesome.
that'd be like walking up to Freddy Krueger and being like, "Are you one of the California Raisins? I loved your commercials at the movie theaters." Like, come on, dude. Come on. That's funny though. Jason.
California Raisins.
That actually reminds me of, this is not on topic whatsoever, but I brought my black Mustang to a car show once, and this little kid comes running up to me and goes, "It's a super snake! It's a super snake!" I'm like, buddy, I wish it was a super snake. I really do. I'd have 400 more horsepower, and there'd be a lot more people coming and looking.
Yeah.
That makes me laugh though when people do that, especially when kids do it.
Snake.
He was so excited, and then his grandpa walks up and goes, no. And he just gave him that look. He did. He gave him a look like, oh.
No.
Whole day ruined. And my day was made. I'm glad you thought my car was cool enough to be a super snake, but it's not.
It's not. You're a loser.
Loser. We just called a little kid a loser.
Not you. Or not the kid. Devin.
Oh, well, that's fine.
For not owning a super snake.
Hey.
I own a super snake. So does Ben. Like, they're so common.
Are you talking about your wiener? Got him.
No.
Anyway.
Speaking of, though, we saw...
Wait,
We
what?
saw someone dressed as Spider-Man.
Spider-Man?
Bro was hung like a mule.
Really tight spandex, huh?
Yeah. Man had a third leg under there. That's all I'm saying.
Oh my.
So, anyways, back to horror. You love horror, Devin. What's some of your favorite horror movies?
Last thing we need to do is mix wieners with tentacles. That's how we get hentai.
What's your next favorite horror movie, Devin?
That's a hard question, because I have a lot. But one of my absolute favorites, top tier, at least top 5 horror movies of all time, John Carpenter's The Thing. I know I just mentioned it a little while ago, but that movie is... It's beautiful.
Okay.
Have you ever seen it?
No.
Okay. Your homework, you need to watch it. Because it's scary, but it was in that prime where, like, practical effects were so good. Like, they were good enough that it still holds up today. Like, you know how some movies you'll go back and watch and be like, oh, that looked really bad. This one, most of them look pretty good still, even without any 3D rendering or anything like that. It is so good. Good characters, good actors. Kurt Russell.
Now, The Thing is the one where it's like the virus that sometimes they won't even realize they're infected, and then their whole, like, face rips in half or something, right? It emerges.
Sorta, yeah. So what it is basically is it's a thing from space. So they're on a base in the middle of the Antarctic doing, like, whatever science they're doing out there. They're doing research, and they basically discover this ship. But it turns out that the thing got out from the ship, and it thawed out, got out from the ship. And what it does, it's basically like a mimic, kind of. So it'll make itself look like an actual person. Like, it just copies the cells exactly how they're supposed to be.
It's so ugly.
Yeah.
With the really long neck and stuff. Ugh.
Oh, yeah. Or, the famous scene where the guy's head pops off and turns into a spider, basically. Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
But it's really good. So that's one of my top favorite ones. Really, really enjoy that one. Highly suggested. I know you don't watch a lot of horror movies, but do you have a favorite scary movie?
I watch horror movies. But like I said, I've only gotten into them recently. A favorite horror movie that I've seen, or like the story and mythos stuff surrounding it, because I haven't watched the Michael Myers movie yet, but I love the Halloween, like, stories and the just the universe lore and stuff.
That's fair too. You definitely got to watch the first 2 movies. Definitely got to watch
Yes,
those.
I will probably be watching those next month.
And even the new ones aren't bad. They're just
But
really gory.
If we're talking about ones I've seen, just depends on how we rate them. Are we rating them on how scared I was when I watched them? How much they freaked me out?
No,
Or,
just ones that you really, really like. Yeah, whether it was just kind of scary, really scary, not scary at all.
just really enjoyed.
Yeah, just a horror genre that you just really like.
Does a TV series count?
Absolutely, that counts. Yes.
It's not necessarily horror, but it has horror episodes. The X-Files.
Okay. See. Okay.
I love
that works.
series.
That works.
They do have horror, plenty of horror in them, but also it's mainly just unknown. Sci-fi. I'm a big sci-fi fan though, so that's most of my stuff.
Hey, that's okay. Sci-fi has some of the best horror. Alien.
Mm-hmm.
And
I've
how
seen that one. That one's on my list.
freaking scary is the xenomorph, especially in Alien Isolation.
Even in Dead by Daylight, dude. Ugh. I
Oh
hate
yeah,
going against the Xenomorph.
I forgot he's in that too. I always forget that he's in Dead by Daylight now. They have so
I think
many.
the Thing's in Dead by Daylight now too.
That would be cool. I would play as the Thing, 100%.
I don't know for sure. It may just be something that kind of looks like the Thing. Let me double check that.
If you do watch the Thing, though, disclaimer: there's John Carpenter's The Thing, which is my favorite,
Yes.
and then there's the 2010 or 2011 Thing, but there's also one from the 40s or 50s. That one's okay, but it's pretty lame compared to what we get with John Carpenter. I mean, it's very old, obviously. They can only show so much. The 2010 and 11 one is okay, but they committed a great crime in that movie.
Yeah.
They tried to do it all practical effects like they did in John Carpenter's, and then the movie producers went, everything you just did covered up with 3D.
Oh,
Ruined it.
that's how you ruin a movie.
Yep. And granted, the effects are cool, some of them, but it just doesn't hit the same way. It just doesn't.
Although I will say I have listened to the first 2 movies novelizations
Okay.
of the Halloween series, so
Also
I do
good.
know the stories, but
Oh yeah.
I have not seen the movies yet. I've listened to the novelizations of the movies at work. It's a Halloween tradition of mine every year because I have lots of time to listen to books, not much time to watch movies. So
Yeah, Audible's been my best friend lately too. I'm not
I
gonna
have
lie
quite
to
a
you.
few horror books on Audible. You guys heard of Ink by Jonathan? I have to say I have a favorite author. He's Jonathan Mayberry. But Ink, that's a good one.
I don't think I've heard of that one.
And then not just Ink, there's also Glimpse. Glimpse is a good one. Those 2 are in the same universe. So if you have a chance, check those out. What's my favorite? So I'm gonna look up my favorite horror book I've ever listened to.
That works too.
Do you
Favorite
have one
horror in
while
it.
I look this up?
Favorite horror book?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I really, really like Pet Sematary. That was always one of my favorites. That one kind of creeped me out.
I love Pet Sematary.
I always liked that one. The Stand, I guess, is sort of a horror book, kinda. It's more of like an end of the world type of movie or book. They have a movie too, well, series. What's another scary book that I read though? You know what ones used to freak me out as a kid? Remember the original scary stories to tell in the dark?
Yeah.
That you could get from like the library at school, and just the freaking drawings in it. Oh, the drawings are what creeped me out. Usually were those. That kind of ink blat type of weird style. Ugh, didn't. Those was
I
creepy out.
gotcha. She's scrolling through my library. I have way too much science fiction.
Science fiction.
I'm a big sci-fi fan, man.
Call of Cthulhu. I mean, that's a good one. I know we mentioned it earlier.
It's on my list, but I have not listened to it yet.
You will need to.
I have a
It is
lot of-
quite good.
I have a lot of on my list things, you know.
There's only so much time in the day, sadly. Let's see. What's another good book? I'm drawing a blank now just because you asked me.
Sorry, I know that's what's happening to me too. Don't worry.
Because my brain keeps going directly to movies. because I'm definitely more of a movie guy. I do like reading.
That's
though.
fair. I don't read, I listen. But yeah, I mean, I like movies too. It's just finding time to sit down and watch a movie.
Yeah.
Because while I'm listening to books, I'm doing my custodial work, right?
Yep.
So, like, I can listen while I work. That's why I like audiobooks so much.
Same. Yeah, because I can sit there and just let it play while I'm scrubbing.
What's your... Do you like Michael Myers? Or not Michael Myers. Wow. Guys, I swear I know who my killers are. I don't know why I said Michael Myers.
As we just made
meant
fun of a
Freddy
kid.
Krueger.
Freddy Krueger?
Mm-hmm.
What about him?
Do you like him? What are your
Oh,
thoughts on
yeah.
Freddy?
Oh, yeah. Freddy is kind of that... I like Freddy, especially the first couple movies, because they were very experimental. But he's also kind of in like that genre, like, yeah, it's scary, but it's kind of funny too. Like there's a lot of humor.
Horror.
Yeah, like it's just enough of the dark horror elements, but then they'll throw in a little bit of comedy, like some of the catchphrases he has. Yeah, those are funny, especially the way that he kills some of the. Sounds so horrible. The way that he kills some of the people in the movies, like, you just went Stretch Armstrong on that guy. What you doing there, fella? Yeah. Freddy's a really, really good one. My wife's never seen him. I'm gonna have her watch those with me this October.
I haven't seen them either. I know a lot of the mythos and stuff around the horror killers, but like I said, I haven't seen most of the movies. I'm getting there.
That's okay.
I'm
Definitely suggest
just curious
Halloween.
because I feel like with Mike, bro, I just have Myers on the brain. I just have him on my brain. He's always in the back of my head.
That's okay.
Freddy, you either really like him or you just don't care for him. I feel like that's the general.
Yeah, some like.
There's never really anyone in the middle who's like, he's all right. It's just like he's stupid or he's awesome.
Yeah, some of the more like horror traditionalists, some of them don't like him because he is so kind of wacky, goofy. Mm-hmm. But I love the fact that they were trying to do something different. Like I watched some of the like behind the scenes stuff, like how they did some of the effects. Like there's one where basically one of the things that they like to do in those movies is they have people fly around the room. Or look like they fly around the room. All it is a room that rotates. That's all it is. They have it on a big gimbal and it just sits and rotates, and the actor just basically pretends like they're ooh, whoa, ooh. You know? And then they do that.
That's funny.
That's all it is.
If you had to pick your 3 favorite killers, for lack of a better term, like this is just horror movie villains or whatever, I guess.
So do we want to narrow it down to like serial killer type of
No,
character,
that's what I'm trying to say is not just the serial killer. Like including Alien and stuff like that. What would your 3 favorites be?
Okay. Well, The Thing for sure, because it is nasty and it destroys everything it touches. Everything it touches. I love Jason and I love Freddy, but Michael Myers I always thought was scarier.
Yep, I agree with that.
Because, like, especially if you watch the original movie, there's a scene where Jamie Lee is standing above her banister, like her banister by the stairs, and you just see him basically just kind of morph out of the darkness. That is so freaking creepy, and I love the way that they did that, the way they played with shadows in the original movie. So Michael Myers being number 2. Number 3... Problem is I have a lot in my brain. But what's
Gotta pick one.
No, I'm trying to think of what is the one that really, really creeped me out.
If you don't pick one, Cthulhu will come for you.
Alright, Cthulhu. Hold your tentacle out of here. I'm picking. One thing that always has kind of freaked me out are sharks. So I'm not going to say Jaws necessarily, because Jaws never really... Like, it creeped me out, but it didn't scare me. But one that really made me jump bad... what is it called? It's called... but the sharks from 30 meters down, they freaked me out a little bit.
That's fair.
Because the ocean freaks me out.
That movie's hilarious.
If I had to pick a 4th, the Xenomorph. I do love the Xenomorph.
If I had to pick 3, my top would be Michael Myers. Surprise, surprise.
Good.
I don't know a ton about him, but he always has interested me, is Pyramid Head.
Ooh, Pyramid Head's a good one. Silent Hill. That's a good one.
Yep.
That's a good one.
And then Resident Evil. What's he called? The big dude with the rocket launcher.
Nemesis.
Nemesis.
Nemesis,
Yes. I love
yes.
Nemesis.
Nemesis is cool. Nemesis is really cool. I always really liked, speaking of Resident Evil, Resident Evil 5, the Baker family, they are terrifying. Or no. Was it 5? No, 7. Sorry. Resident Evil Biohazard, number 7, I think is what it is. 7. The Bakers, they're super scary. Especially, like, there's one part where you have to fight the mother, and she's like a crossbred, like, spider thing with, like, egg sacs and stuff.
On the topic of horror, have you listened to any of the Ice Nine Kills that I've sent you at all? I'm curious.
No.
You dirtbag.
I have the link still right here. I haven't listened.
I'm telling you, Devin, they're the perfect band for you.
I know.
All three of those that you named are your favorite, they have a song about.
I know. I'm terrible. I honestly just forget that I have it. That and I've just been busy this week. Trying to get the podcast done and getting a couple other things filmed. But I am going to, mark my words, I'm going to listen to it. In fact, I'll make you a deal. If I do not listen to it, by the time we record our next podcast, at least one song, I will have to do something very embarrassing on camera, and you get to choose what it is.
Deal. I'm writing
Digital
that down.
shake. Digital handshake.
Oh, actually, I guess we have it in recording.
Okay.
Don't
Digital
cut this
handshake.
out.
I won't. Mark my words, I will not. That is my deal. I probably just screwed myself. I really hope my brain doesn't let me forget again. No, I won't. I'm definitely going to listen to it. If not, you're going to get to choose something fun.
If you don't listen to it, I get to behead you on camera. No. That was just a joke. But I thought it was something else, actually. If you don't, you get to shave your beard.
Ooh.
I'm talking fully shaved, not trimmed. Babyface Devin.
If I forget, I will do it live on camera. I will put a freaking bag over my ears and we'll just... I will do it.
Okay, I'm setting a reminder for 12:30.
12:30. On camera.
Next Sunday at 12:30.
On camera.
Okay.
On camera. You all have heard it here first.
I don't know all their songs by heart though, so you better pick one about those 3 killers you just named, and I'll have.
Okay.
So Michael Myers, their Jaws song, or I guess they don't have one about the Thing, to my knowledge.
Do Michael Myers. Do Michael Myers because we mentioned him a lot. We'll do Michael Myers. I will do the Michael Myers one. I will listen to that one.
That one's called Stabbing in the Dark.
Okay, hold on. Stabbing in the Dark. Really hope I don't forget. I get so busy during the week, and then when I sit down, I'm like, oh, yeah.
I kind of hope you do forget at this point.
No! I'm going to make my wife happy. She's like, I've never seen you without a beard. Are you ever going to shave it just once for him? I'm like, no, you'll leave me.
I'll text Emily to do everything in her power. I don't have her number, but to do everything in her power to make sure you don't listen to it.
I might be in trouble.
I'm in danger.
I'm in danger. Oh, bless little Ralphie and his... Ralphie. That's all I can say.
Well, on that note, and with that promise from Devin, I'm getting short on time, so
yeah,
I have to end it there.
Yeah.
So keep an eye out for the spooky content coming out next month.
Both channels.
This month, I guess.
Both channels, gaming and the pod.
Yup. And let us know your favorite horror movies and killers and any snippets you might know about Cthulhu that I don't.
Heck yeah.
Because there's a lot I don't know about Cthulhu. He just interests me.
Cthulhu is really cool.
So,
Cthulhu is very cool. And video games. If you got some good scary video game suggestions, let us know because we might play some.
We could always load them up in the simulator for Devin. Heard one of the next ones from Ben said he's going to be throwing you into Outlast soon. So you might want to watch out for that.
Cthulhu, just take me now.
Oh!